in September of 2019.
Yeah, this one my nigga Brown still had hair. What the fuck, little implants.
And the last game of the finals was played on October 11th, 2020, 377 days after the first preseason game, which made it the longest season of all time. But it wasn't just the longest. It was marked by scandals, devastating losses, and uncertainty. First, there was the Daryl Morey scandal in early October. In January, the NBA mourned the loss of David Stern. Not even a month later, the whole world cried after the tragedy of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. In March, the NBA and the rest of the sports world were suspended indefinitely due to the pandemic until it finally resumed on July 30th in the Orlando bubble. During the bubble, amid all the testing and unprecedented protocols, there was a player boycott due to social injustices.
Nah, bro, the bubble was peak.
Once again.
Was
but
peak
in the
ball,
end,
bro.
basketball won. Vince Carter broke multiple longevity records. LeBron and Russ made history, becoming the first players to notch triple-doubles against every NBA team. We saw one of the greatest duels in playoff history, with Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray trading clutch buckets and 50-point games. Luka went crazy with one of the best game winners of all time.
Bang!
Bang!
It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
The Joker and the Nuggets came back from a 3-1 deficit twice, while Miami and the best barista in the bubble showed the power of the Heat culture. And when the dust settled, the best team
I had second-ass Celtics, bro. Y'all lost to one nigga.
won, with LeBron James trying to add to his case as the greatest of all time. This is the story of the 2020 NBA season, the Orlando bubble, and the most unique season in NBA history. After the Raptors won the 2019 title, the NBA had a wild offseason. The Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard, held franchises and free agents hostage.
I can't remember in the last decade so many different people in the NBA trying like heck to get information and not being able to.
Until he finally decided to join the Clippers, along with Paul George.
Paul is always a player that I wanted to play with.
Who got traded from Oklahoma for SGA and a plethora of picks. The Lakers finally landed Anthony Davis after months of pursuit. KD and Kyrie joined forces in Brooklyn, despite Durant's Achilles injury, while Russell Westbrook got traded for Chris Paul, reuniting with James Harden in Houston. In one of the most hyped draft classes ever,
He was still hooping.
Selected first overall by the Pelicans. Ja Morant went second to Memphis, while RJ Barrett got picked first overall by the Pelicans.
Man, bro.
Ja Morant went second to Memphis.
Cool, when Jack gonna come back, bro? I miss my nigga John, bro. He bullshitting, bro. My nigga stay injured. Man, he don't even hoop no more.
While RJ Barrett got picked third by the Knicks. Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, and Jordan Poole were also selected in a class that proved rather underwhelming, despite plenty of quality rotation players. But as the players and teams were getting ready for the season, on October 4th, 2019, Daryl Morey became the biggest story in sports. Morey, the Rockets GM, tweeted in support of the Hong Kong protests against China, drawing criticism from the league, the Rockets owner, and several high-profile players, including LeBron James.
But I believe he wasn't educated on the situation.
Yo, bitch ass. Yes, you bitches, we were not that old, bro. We were a very young team. I'm not gonna let you sit here and down my fucking Celtics. We were a young team. Jaylen Brown was like 22, Jason Tatum was like 20. We were not ready for the playoffs. We had sarcastic Kemba Walker on his last motherfucking leg. Gordon Hayward was still there, and he was on his last leg too. Not gonna let you tear us down because Jimmy Butler was on elite run and he almost took out Bron and Dad by his damn self.
Ain't gonna let it his fence, dude. His fence. Shit, bro. I don't know what that nigga, what he done did, what he done took during that bubble, but man, that nigga was fucking unstoppable. Man.
At hand.
The backlash from China was so severe that it resulted in roughly a $400 million loss for the NBA, the suspension of Chinese partnerships.
Bro, Jaylen Brown them said they was gonna have like 8 championships by the time he was 28 or some shit.
However, when the games started, the Morey scandal was soon forgotten amid a plethora of interesting storylines around the league. On October 23rd, Kyrie Irving set the record for most points in a debut game with a new team, scoring 50 for the Nets against Minnesota. And the next day, Vince Carter became the first player in NBA history to play 22 seasons. And in January, Vinsanity became the first and only player to have played in 4 different decades. Anthony Davis broke the record for the most free throws made in a quarter with 18, while James Harden set a new record for most free throws without a miss with 24. Giannis and the Bucks continued their great form from the previous year and were on pace to win 70 games with a 35-6 record after the first half of the season. In the West, a new partnership
we could have seen that nigga more this season.
Successful from the start, as the Lakers were comfortably leading the West ahead of the Nuggets and the Clippers. But on the first day of the new decade, the NBA...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That Lakers team, oh my God, bro. I don't know why they broke that team up, bro. That team, they could have won a lot more championships with that team.
Family suffered a tragic loss.
I'm Maggie Newland at the breaking news desk tonight. Former NBA Commissioner David Stern has died.
After David Stern died at the age of 77 due to a brain hemorrhage sustained a few weeks prior.
The bitter part of it is that we lost a great visionary.
For the remainder of the season, all 30 teams wore a black stripe on the left side of their jerseys in memory of Stern. On January 25th, 2020, LeBron moved past Kobe Bryant for...
I never noticed that was for you. I ain't gonna lie. You telling me Giannis ain't do shit for me all year? That nigga gave your ass a good 25 games, nigga. 27, 28 maybe. 28 games, nigga.
Third on the NBA all-time scoring list in a game against Philadelphia, Kobe's hometown.
And there it is. He just became the third leading scorer in NBA
My goat.
Little did LeBron and everyone else know that just 12 hours after he passed Kobe in scoring, Kobe would board the last flight of his life.
Breaking news from this Sunday afternoon, five-time NBA champion,
Kobe,
former league MVP, Kobe Bryant died.
On January 26th, Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 6 other passengers died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas. Bryant's death sent shockwaves throughout the NBA world, and in subsequent games, NBA players played tribute by dribbling through the 24-second shot clock violation and the 8-second backcourt violation, referencing the 2 numbers Bryant wore during his career.
Great appreciation for Kobe Bryant and all he did for the league and everybody in the NBA.
The following game between the Lakers and the Clippers at Staples Center was postponed out of respect to Bryant, and instead, the Lakers organized a commemoration for Kobe and Gianna, with several memorable speeches from NBA players, including Michael Jordan.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe, a piece of you died.
The NBA also renamed the NBA All-Star Game MVP Award to the Kobe Bryant Most Valuable Player Award, with Kawhi Leonard as the inaugural recipient. Leonard was part of LeBron's team against Team Giannis, with James and Giannis serving as captains, as the leading vote-getters in each conference. This was the first of 4 NBA All-Star games to use the Elam ending, with a target score of plus 24 points for whichever team was leading after 3 quarters, in another effort to remember Kobe. Giannis's team led 133 to 124 after 3 quarters, which meant the target score was 157 with no shot clock. Anthony Davis scored the final point for Team LeBron on the second of 2 free throws to win the game 157 to 155, in an all-star format that was finally competitive after many forgettable all-star Sundays. Buddy Hield became the new three-point champion, while Derrick Jones Jr. defeated Aaron Gordon in a spectacular dunk contest. When the season returned, the Lakers...
I ain't gonna lie, I think that nigga got robbed again on this. That nigga they definitely robbed this nigga again for this.
Forgettable All-Star Sundays. Buddy Hield became the new three-point champion, while Derrick Jones Jr. defeated Aaron Gordon in a spectacular
They definitely robbed that nigga for that.
When the season returned, the Lakers kept rolling.
Best All-Star game in the last decade? Man, what?
March, including wins over the Bucks and the Clippers, the 2 other title
I don't even remember the one that just happened, nigga, and I watched a little bit of it. I ain't gonna lie. I remember that one. That one definitely was a good ass one.
Days later, the NBA League and the world experienced something unprecedented. On March 11th, 2020, the game between the Jazz and the Thunder was abruptly postponed shortly before tip-off.
The fans here
that nigga Lil Uzi fucked the world up, man.
We don't know what's going on.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I forever remember that little ass quarantine. Nigga Uzi dropped a Turner with tape. Nigga shit ain't been the same. Everything closed. Man, Aaron Gordon did got robbed twice. Yep, he definitely did.
Rudy Gobert tested positive.
That was his second. Oh yeah, this fuck ass Rudy Gobert. See, I knew I hated that nigga for a reason. I forgot he did do this shit. He fucked the NBA up. It's always a Rudy Gobert ass nigga, bro. I knew I hated that nigga for a reason. But yeah, though, that was his second that year. That was his second time coming back, cause he ain't did it since the 2016 one. And then they robbed the nigga. What the fuck does Lil Uzi got to do with this? Shit, bro. Uzi got everything to do with this. Bro, on that day, bro, he dropped a Turner with tape. And that was the last day the world was the fucking same, nigga, before we had to go into lockdown. Facts.
Don't know what's going on.
After it was discovered that Rudy Gobert
and don't say Lil Uzi follow you on Instagram or Facebook or some shit, cause I know it's coming. But he don't, bro. You follow him. I know it's coming.
For COVID-19. That same evening, the game between the Pelicans and the Kings was also postponed at the last minute after it was discovered that referee Courtney Kirkland had worked a Utah Jazz game just 2 days earlier. Upon hearing the news, the NBA suspended the remainder of the 2019-2020 season until further notice.
This astounding and unprecedented story continues to
man, you got to fire better.
Is suspending the season.
The following week, Gobert's teammate Donovan Mitchell also tested positive, along with Houston's Christian Wood and 4 Nets players, including Kevin Durant. As the world was learning about the virus, the season was in jeopardy, and all players were sent home to quarantine. Over the next 2 months, the only basketball that anybody could watch was from the 90s, as Netflix started streaming the extremely popular
I gotta watch this.
But then,
I ain't watched that yet.
Adam Silver delighted fans around the world, announcing that the NBA would finish the season at
I gotta watch
Disney
that Jordan
World's
shit.
ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando.
What we've come up with now is playing without fans for the time being at a single site, and that would be
you got a list
Orlando,
with
Florida, Disney Wide World of Sports complex.
On June 4th, the NBA Board of Governors approved a plan to restart the season on July 31st in Orlando. Under this plan, 13 Western Conference teams and 9 Eastern Conference teams, all clubs within 6 games of a playoff spot, would play 8 regular season seeding games. Also, this gave birth to the play-in, with play-in games scheduled for the 8th seed in each conference, but only if the 9th seed finishes the regular season within 4 games of the 8th seed. On June 16th, 2020, the NBA released a medical protocol to be used during the season restart in the NBA bubble at Walt Disney World to ensure the health and safety of players, coaches, officials, and staff. Players began practicing at their respective home
Marines started
facilities on
coming to
June
Tribal
16th,
Chief.
and on July 7th, the players and team staff began arriving at the Orlando bubble. Once teams arrived in Orlando, everyone was required to undergo 2 PCR
I ain't gonna lie,
tests
shit ain't
to
been
be
the
cleared
same,
from
bro, since that
quarantine
nigga dropped
and were
that
tested
championship.
regularly afterwards,
Shit so
while
is.
wearing face masks and maintaining social
Oh yeah, but I
distancing.
think that shit this week, ain't it? Man, that shit about to be so is. Hell yeah. That shit about to be ass as fuck.
The NBA also set up
we
an
locked in
anonymous
for the
hotline
week
for
code.
players to report protocol violations while in the bubble. Only 4
I'm
players
excited
were
for like
cited
1,
violating
2
the rules of the
fights,
bubble.
nigga.
Rashawn Holmes, Bruno Caboclo, Daniel House,
Alright, let me go back. What do you say?
after staff began arriving at the Orlando
Nigga suck
bubble.
ass, Jason Tatum.
And on July 7th, the players and team staff began arriving at the Orlando bubble. Once teams arrived in Orlando, everyone was required to undergo 2 PCR tests to be cleared from quarantine and were tested regularly afterward, while wearing face masks and maintaining social distancing. The NBA also set up an anonymous hotline for players to report protocol violations while in the bubble. Only 4 players were cited for violating the rules of the bubble: Rashawn Holmes, Bruno Caboclo, Daniel House, and Lou Williams, whose trip to the famous Atlanta strip club earned him a new nickname, Lemon Pepper Lou. Players were not required
Jack
to
Harlow.
join the bubble, and at least 10 players declined to join their teams, including Kyrie Irving and the Lakers guard.
My nigga Avery Bradley. But damn, I'm lagging, bro. Holy shit.
Not very excited about it, but I think it's gonna be like I don't even know who's fighting. I don't even know. I was trying to sit there and think about the good fights. I only know 2 matches.
Real shit, bro. All the other ones is literally pointless. And shit, even the ones we got, bro, some of the, like, the story on that shit is kind of is. I think we good, bro.
Avery Bradley.
Oh,
Irving
shit.
refused to participate due to his desire to focus on ongoing social justice issues.
See, let me run it back again,
Daniel
man.
House and Lou Williams, whose trip to the famous Atlanta strip club earned him a new nickname, Lemon Pepper Lou. Players were not required to join the bubble, and at least 10 players declined to join their teams, including Kyrie Irving and the Lakers guard Avery Bradley. Irving refused to participate due to his desire to focus on ongoing social justice issues, while Bradley opted out due to his 6-year-old son battling a respiratory illness. But the majority of players did decide to play, and to set up the bubble and save the season, the NBA invested nearly $200 million. After a 3.5-month hiatus, the NBA finally resumed on July 30th, with each team set.
Yo bro, why did I just now read the title? I don't know why you're hating Mr. 1700.
Bradley, the 4 hours late, bro. You just now reading it. You just now reading that bitch. Yes, bro. I can't wait
to play 8 games.
Yes. Heat watching.
Served as the seeding games and the tune-up for the playoffs. The clear-cut winner of the seeding games was the Phoenix Suns, who went a perfect 8-0 behind Devin Booker, who averaged 30.5 points. But despite the win streak, the Suns failed to make the playoffs. TJ Warren of the Pacers went on a similar run, earning him the nickname Bubble Warren due to 4 games in which he scored over 30 points.
That nigga was going crazy in that motherfucking
point game against the Sixers. Luka Doncic recorded his 17th triple-double of the season, clinching his spot as the youngest player to ever lead the NBA in triple-doubles in a season. But if there was one player better than Luka, Warren, and Booker, it was Damian Lillard. Dame was undoubtedly the MVP of the seeding games, averaging 36.8 points, including a 61-point game against the Mavs.
We got a tough-ass trip to the finals.
For the Blazers, and was also the highest-scoring game of the entire season. Lillard also became the first player since Wilt Chamberlain to score 60-plus points 3 times in a season. The play-in was not required in the East because 8th place Orlando finished 7 games ahead of 9th place Washington. But the Blazers had to defeat the Grizzlies to make the playoffs, and they did, winning the first ever play-in game 126-122, thanks to 60 combined points from their star backcourt of Lillard and McCollum. After 22 consecutive years of making the playoffs,
nigga had Boosie fade braids. I slapped his fucking head.
Missed the postseason for the first time since they drafted Tim Duncan in 1997. With 34.3 points per game, James Harden led the NBA in scoring for a 3rd consecutive year, while LeBron led the NBA in assists for the first time, with 10.2 dimes per game. Mitchell Robinson of the Knicks shot 74% from the field for the season, which broke Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record for shooting efficiency in a season. Giannis Antetokounmpo the season with 10.2 dimes per game. Mitchell Robinson of the Knicks shot 74% from the field for the season, which broke Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record for shooting efficiency in a season. Giannis Antetokounmpo won his 2nd straight MVP award ahead of LeBron and Harden, and the Greek Freak was also named the Defensive Player of the Year in front of Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert. This marked the first time since Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994 that the same player won both awards.
He is on the NBA campus.
Well, as LeBron takes a deep 3, oh my goodness. I just like to say this to put a button on it. When you're it's a beautiful shot and the Lakers are up, but when you're a black man in this country, you can't compartmentalize. You must compartmentalize to stay sane.
Nigga, is that a real word? I didn't even know he said this shit. What the fuck? What is that? Into isolator. Man, is stress. What the fuck was he talking about? I ain't gonna lie, kinda now that I read the definition and shit of this shit, I kinda feel what he's saying though. But I don't know why the fuck he used it in this instance. I get what he's saying, but I don't know why he used it here.
He is on the NBA campus.
Well, as LeBron takes a deep 3, oh my goodness. I just like to say this to put a button on it. When you're it's a beautiful shot and the Lakers are up, but when you're a black man in this country, you can't
the Lakers are up, but when you're a black man in this country, like what the fuck is he talking about?
Compartmentalize. You must compartmentalize to stay sane.
What the fuck does that have to do with LeBron James hitting the fucking 3, nigga? Couldn't have said it worse myself. What the fuck? I feel him, but we watching basketball. I'm saying, like, I get what he's saying, but like, bro, what the fuck? That's the wrong situation to use that fucking word. He just, you know what it is? He just found out about that word and he couldn't wait to use the shit. He wanted to feel smart and sounded like a dumbass. That what happened.
In the same season, and Giannis was only the 5th player overall to win both awards, joining Jordan, Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Kevin Garnett. Ja Morant was 1 vote shy of becoming the unanimous Rookie of the Year, while Montrezl Harrell won the award for the best 6th man, and Brandon Ingram became the most improved player. The playoffs started on August 17th, and the first round of the bubble playoffs might have been the most entertaining first round in NBA history, at least in the Western Conference. The #1 seeded Lakers didn't start the bubble experience well, going 3-5 in the seeding games, and dropping the first game against the Blazers, who had to fight tooth and nail just to make the postseason. But for the rest of the series, LA dominated with their size. playing two traditional big men.
Nigga say this championship don't count.
The Blazers
Pure
had
hoops,
no
nigga.
answer for it. In Game 4 of the series, which was played on the 24th of August, the numbers that the late Kobe Bryant wore, when Kentavious Caldwell-Pope scored with 4:58 left in the first quarter, the score read Trailblazers 8, Lakers 24. Eventually, the Lakers defeated the Blazers in 5 games, with AD averaging 30 points on 57% shooting, while LeBron James shot 60% and averaged a triple-double of 27, 10, and 10. The Rockets needed 7 games to get past the Thunder, led by Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, and young Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh my God, but I forget we had that sick-ass Dennis Schroeder, nigga.
Second season. Houston played 4 games without Russell Westbrook, who was nursing a quad injury, but they still had James Harden, who averaged 30 points.
Oh my God, nigga taking Dennis Schroeder ass up through that. Oh my God, he just fucked him up.
Without Russell Westbrook, who was nursing a quad injury.
Come
but
here.
They still had James Harden, who averaged 30 points and 8 assists, despite phenomenal defense by Lou Dort, who is built like a tank and is quick enough to follow Harden's every move like his shadow. Dort nearly became a hero, scoring 30 points in Game 7, while limiting the Beard to only 17 on poor shooting. But the Rockets escaped with a 104-102 victory and advanced to the second round.
What the fuck that nigga name? Why he had equality on the back of his shit?
104-102 victory and advanced
I hate
to the
that
second
CP3
round.
nigga.
In Game 1 against the Nuggets, Utah's Donovan Mitchell scored 57 points, which was the 3rd highest point total in NBA playoff history. But the Nuggets had 6 players score in double figures and survived Mitchell's avalanche, winning 135-125. But Utah regrouped and obliterated the Nuggets in the next 2 games, winning by 19 in Game 2 and by 37 in Game 3. Which was a prelude to arguably the most fun scoring duel in NBA history, reminiscent of Allen Iverson and Vince Carter's clash from 2001. In a tight game, Mitchell and Jamal Murray went bucket for bucket all game long. Spida finished with 51 points, while Jamal added 50 in a close 129-127 victory for the Jazz. It was the first time ever that 2 players scored 50 points in a playoff game. But the heroics weren't done there. Murray dropped 42 in Game 5 and then had another 50-point game in Game 6 to tie the series. Finally, in Game 7, defense is locked in, and neither team got past 80 points, after averaging 115 in the first 6 games. Both teams shot below 40% from the field. In another close game, Jokic led the Nuggets to an 80-78 victory with 30 points, and Denver became just the 12th team
I ain't gonna lie,
led the
that nigga was slim as fuck right here.
Nuggets to an 80-78 victory with 30 points, and Denver became just the 12th team to overcome a 3-1 series deficit. However,
who the Cavs played first round? I think damn, I forgot who they played. I'm about to see real fast. Hold on. Here we go, Cavs, the Raptors. They played the Raptors. Play the Raptors. I don't know about that series. I don't know too much about the Raptors, but
of the first round wasn't Jokic, nor Murray, nor Mitchell. It was Luka Doncic, who appeared in his first NBA playoffs, dazzling the world with a spectacular array of off-balance Euro steps, floaters, and step-backs. The LA Clippers were heavy favorites for the title, and everyone expected they'd make mincemeat out of the Mavericks, especially after Kristaps Porzingis went down with an injury in Game 3. But then, in Game 4, Luka played a game for the ages, finishing with a monster triple-double of 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists, including this insane step-back for the win.
Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
Luka became the youngest player to hit a game-winning buzzer beater in the playoffs.
Brady got Brandon Ingram, Scotty, RJ,
points, 15+ rebounds, and 10+ assists in a playoff game, and the first Dallas Maverick to have a triple-double in the playoffs.
I think Cavs in 5.
Clippers changed multiple defensive styles against
I think I'm gonna go Cavs
several
too.
primary defenders with blitzing, doubling, chasing Luka to the
three-point line. They got them 3 niggas and then shit. Who else?
Even when guarded by Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Luka's brilliant change of pace and savant understanding of angles and basketball geometry, paired with excellent vision and passing ability, made the Slovenian wonder kid unstoppable.
If they get past the Clippers, everyone might be in trouble.
However, despite Luka's brilliance, the Clippers were far more talented. And in Game 5, they punished the Mavs with 154 points, which was the 3rd highest scoring game in playoff history. In Game 6, Doncic had another great game with 38, 9, and 9, but it wasn't enough, and the Clippers advanced. In the East, the first round offered much less excitement. Boston swept the Sixers, who played without the injured Ben Simmons, and couldn't make the series interesting despite Embiid averaging 30 points per game. Miami swept the Pacers, and the Raptors did the same against the Kyrie-less Nets, while Giannis and the Bucks needed 5 games to get past the Magic. But the series between Milwaukee and Orlando would be remembered forever, because before the deciding Game 5, the Bucks and the Magic decided to go on strike and not play the game to bring attention to the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old black man in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Our focus today cannot be on basketball.
Blake's passing was just one of the incidents that happened during the time, along with the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor.
This is so hard, like, to just keep watching it.
After George Floyd was killed by a police officer in May of 2020, the Black Lives Matter logo was displayed on NBA courts during the 2020 playoffs.
He smacked that shit. What's the name? Smacked the shit out there. Let me see what this is.
Game on the line. One shot. Who would you rather have taking it, Iggy or Curry?
Of everyone on Golden State, open shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want Iguodala.
Game on the line.
Get his Bro, that nigga be rage beating, bro. Get his dumb ass. He taking Iguodala. I smack the shot.
And when the NBA restarted the season,
they go look dead in the camera talking about he taking Iguodala.
During the national anthem, with each player wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt. But after the incident with Jacob Blake, the players from all teams decided to join the Bucks and the Magic in protest of police brutality and support BLM.
I think it's best for me to support the players and just not be here tonight.
And for the next
players and just not be here tonight.
And for the next 24 hours,
them niggas
not be here tonight.
Them niggas didn't give a fuck.
And for the next 24 hours, the NBA season was in jeopardy once again, with the Lakers and the Clippers voting to leave the bubble with the season unfinished. But in an unprecedented turn of events, players consulted with many people whether to leave the bubble, including Barack Obama and Michael Jordan, who joined via conference calls. Ultimately, after many discussions, the players decided to keep playing and continue the season. And even though they almost left the bubble, the Lakers showed up for Game 1 of the second round against the Rockets. But they couldn't solve the James Harden equation, as the Beard
all you had to do is ask for time off, bro.
And a Game 1 win for the Rockets. But then coach Frank Vogel made an adjustment, playing Anthony Davis almost exclusively at center, which made the Lakers' defense more switchable and more mobile against Harden's drive. The other tactic they employed was the decision to completely ignore Russell Westbrook's jump shot, and both decisions proved to be correct. The Lakers won the next 4 games and advanced to the conference finals.
Nigga, AD hate playing center.
Just 42% from the field and 25% for 3 in the series, limiting Houston to just 103 points per game compared to 118 in the regular season. The other semifinals also seemed to be pretty straightforward. After the Clippers took a 3-1 series lead against Denver with a 13-point lead late in the third quarter of Game 5, the Nuggets had just a 0.2% chance to win the series at that point. But somehow, they turned the game around and kept the series alive. However, in Game 6, it again looked like it was all over for the Nuggets, as the Clippers held a 19-point lead in the third quarter. Once again, Denver...
I understand standing up for what's right, but we don't watch the show for you, Kenny. I ain't gonna lie, that's real shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty sure he already had his mind made up. Why, like, on his way to the fucking, what's the name? I don't know why he just didn't ask for time off. I guess he just wanted to do it live type shit. I don't think nobody else joined that nigga, but I do see where he was coming from. He was trying to support the players, support the movement. Not even the players too, but the players, but the fucking movement. You know what I mean? But like, nigga, he didn't have to do all that though.
Came back, outscoring LA by 29 points in the second half to force a Game 7. And then, in the deciding contest, the Clippers once again built a double-digit lead, only to completely fall apart and lose the game, thanks to a 40-point game by Murray.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Let's talk about it, bro. How the fuck is Doc Rivers in the Hall of Fame, bro? Why the fuck is Doc Rivers, Amari Stoudemire, and this one other nigga? Why the fuck is they in the Hall of Fame, bro?
A monster.
What the fuck did Amari Stoudemire do to get in the Hall of Fame? Same for Doc Rivers. Remember, they bullshit. They be giving that bitch up to anybody.
Triple-double by the Joker.
The Denver Nuggets snatched their heart, and then they snatched their soul.
Kawhi Leonard and Paul George especially disappeared in the clutch of each of the last 4 games, including an atrocious 0-for-11 shooting in the fourth quarter of Game 7.
And he flat out choked. There is no way around this.
It was one of the biggest choke jobs in NBA history, which illustrated the poor chemistry the team had.
That Rivers got a chip.
Gave Paul George a bunch of new
But
nicknames.
shit, bro, that's one chip though. Like, bro, all the other teams he fucking coached and damn near every team he's coached has been fucking ass. One chip, and that was because he had fucking star players on that bitch. Well, damn, I can't even give him that though, cause other teams he had some star players on it, and them niggas were still ass.
Pandemic P and way off P.
Well, you can't be calling yourself playoff P and lose all the time.
In the East, the biggest surprise and the biggest disappointment were the Milwaukee Bucks, who finished the regular season.
Like, I don't know, bro. He be having all the right pieces, but
like
I don't know, bro.
Did in the 2019 playoffs, the Heat formed a wall to stop Giannis, and it looked like Milwaukee's coach Budenholzer hadn't learned from his mistakes. The Bucks had no plan B, and with great defense by Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, who neutralized Giannis, Milwaukee had very few reliable options outside of Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez. By forcing Giannis to become a jump shooter and sealing off the paint, Miami took a 3-0 series lead.
Oh my God.
3 for 19 outside the paint across the first 3 games. Furthermore, the Bucks defense kept the same philosophy from the regular season, guarding the paint and the corner 3 by playing drop defense with Brook Lopez. But playing that way against great shooters like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Goran Dragic was a death sentence. And Budenholzer's inability to make adjustments cost them the series. And even though Milwaukee won Game 4, Giannis went down with an ankle injury, and their season was effectively over, with Miami advancing after 5 games. In the other Eastern semifinals matchup, it was much closer between the Celtics and the defending champions from Canada. But it didn't look like the series would be close at first.
Bro, that's team underperformed, and I blame that on Doc Rivers. We should have hit a championship in 2010 and then we got beat in 2011, but he pretty bad, but then we came back the next year and was up 3-2 and then we blew that. They went to the finals, won the finals, then the next year he didn't get Ray Allen to come back. He said fuck you, Ray Allen, we gonna play Avery Bradley, and then Ray Allen went on a championship with the Heat, so like really he cost us 2 more championships.
Damn. And he's blowing the most 3-1 leads all time. See what I'm saying? Bro, how the fuck does he get promoted to the Hall of Fame, bro? The nigga got 1 championship and shit, he somehow luckily got that one and could have got more and just fucking blew it. It's just like, I don't know, bro.
The Celtics took a
nigga
2-0
just
lead and held a 2-point advantage in Game 3 with only 0.5 seconds
what he
left
did,
on the
but,
clock.
man,
But it's not over till the fat lady
that nigga should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Celtics learned that the hard way.
Damn, I forgot he was on the Raptors.
The Raptors eventually pushed the series to Game 7. But in the end, Boston proved that they were a better team, as Jason Tatum led them to victory with 29 points and 12 rebounds. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtics and the Heat were evenly matched up, and the winner of this series was going to be the team that wins close games. In Game 1, Miami had a 2-point lead, but Boston had a chance to tie when Bam Adebayo stepped up and provided one of the best blocks in NBA playoff history.
That shit, nigga. Fucking Taco Fall. I forgot all about that Taco Fall, and they kept giving that nigga 10-day contracts.
Game 2, Boston had a chance to tie the game with 15 seconds to go. But Brown's shot missed, and the Heat survived another game. After the first 4 contests, Miami won 3 games by a combined 11 points. Thanks to great defense and balanced scoring, the Heat had 6 players score in double figures, with 4 averaging more than 19 points in the series. Each game, somebody different shined for Miami. And with such a versatile offense, they advanced to the NBA Finals after 6 games, despite Boston scoring more total points in the series. In the Western Conference Finals,
nigga that bum ass feet he hit.
Despite Boston scoring more total points in the
I think I could just see it. I know it's a feed just from the front of it. It's dumb ass feed he get.
Series. In the Western Conference Finals, the Lakers were heavy favorites against the Nuggets, and they proved the expectations in Game 1, comfortably winning thanks to 37 points by AD. But the Nuggets proved their resilience in Game 2, and it looked like they were going to tie the series, with a 1-point lead and only 2 seconds remaining. But then, Anthony Davis stepped up again, making the biggest shot of his career.
Here's Davis.
Nah, bro, would you say, I think this would you say this peak AD right here? This nigga was hooping. This nigga was hooping. You hating. You would have beat the Lakers. Man, hell no. Hell no.
4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good! Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers!
Just looking down at the jersey and coach telling us, it's just a constant reminder of that, you know, Kobe's with us and we kind of have his spirit in those jerseys.
And even though the Nuggets won Game 3, that was all they could do against a
I'd probably say that was his second peak. I ain't gonna lie, when he was on the Pelicans, nigga was
Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee taking turns and muscling up Jokic. AD led all players in scoring with 31 points.
Second, Jimmy
LeBron added 27, 10, and 9 to make his 10th NBA Finals.
This is P. AD. He never got past Jokic since.
And Sam Jones. But even though the Lakers had the 2 best players in the playoffs, in LeBron and Davis, in the finals against Miami, the Heat
now he just get
everywhere else.
He just get injured from anything. Nigga don't want to play.
Miami, and the finals were supposed to be extremely close. But the hope for that only lasted about 24 minutes until Goran Dragic injured his Achilles. Even though Jimmy Butler was Miami's best player and Bam Adebayo was their best defender, while Hero and Robinson made crazy shots from the outside, Dragic was Miami's engine. And their
nah, bro, I can't believe you made that crazy ass shot earlier. Nigga hit the crazy ass 3. Nigga get the foul, take the 3 shots. He made both of them bitches. Mellow ball come down that bitch. Easy lay.
Leading scorer in the 2020 playoffs. To make things even worse, Bam Adebayo also got hurt in Game 1. Without 2 of their 3 best players,
damn it, and he was hurt during that game.
And the Lakers easily won
the first 2
games of the finals. But
it was in that game.
Jimmy stepped up, playing one of the best games in finals history. Butler made 14 out of 20 shots to finish with 40 points, along with 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Even though he was never really considered a top 5 player in the NBA, Jimmy Butler showed he was one of the most versatile players in NBA history during the playoffs. He served as the first, second, or third option, adjusting to the opponent and changing roles like an Oscar-winning actor. Sometimes he was the primary ball handler, sometimes he was the leading scorer, and sometimes he played off the ball. He made sacrifices on defense and guarded Giannis, Tatum, and LeBron throughout the playoffs. When the Heat couldn't score, Jimmy would drive into the paint and draw a foul. He was setting screens, running the fast break,
that nigga was hooping
everything. But that Game 3 of the finals was his masterpiece, especially since he won the game for Miami without Bam and Dragic. Butler became only the 3rd player in finals history to have a triple-double.
That nigga was on the scoreboard table.
And Jerry West. In Game 4, Adebayo returned. But despite a valiant effort, the Lakers proved too strong, winning 102-96 and getting 1 win away from another championship. But in Game 5, Jimmy showed up again, trading buckets with LeBron all night long. Butler had another triple-double with 35 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, and 5 steals, while LeBron finished with 40, 13, and 7. Both players played exceptionally well in the 4th, pulling their teams to victory with every atom of strength. Butler put the Heat in front with 2 clutch free throws, but LA had the final possession and a chance to win the title. LeBron drove to the basket with 4 defenders on him, and then
Danny Green missed, right?
To pass the ball to an open Danny Green.
Yep, and he fucking missed.
Green for 3, off the mark, no good. Markieff Morris has it, throws it inside and throws it out of bounds.
James was heavily criticized for passing up a potential game-winning shot, even though he made a small. James was heavily criticized.
I ain't gonna lie, they fucking triple teamed that nigga. There's no way he was making that.
He made a smart basketball play, and despite scoring 12 points in the 4th, along with 7 rebounds and 2 assists. However, the King wouldn't be denied for much longer. In Game 6, he made 13 out of 20 shots, finishing with 28 points, along with 14 rebounds and 10 assists. LeBron led the Lakers to victory and the championship.
It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Deservingly winning the Finals MVP, averaging 29.8 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 8.5 assists, while shooting an insane 59% from the field and 42% from 3. And even though many people looked at this championship with an asterisk, some even calling it the Mickey Mouse title.
I gotta say it's a little bit easier. I mean, when you look at the fact that they are on one ground, they're not having to get out.
Scottie Pimpin, get the fuck out of here, Scottie Pimpin. The fuck out my face, nigga.
From not having to travel, but so did every other player in the bubble, and everybody played under the same rules and conditions. Number 2, the Lakers had the number 1 seed, and if the pandemic didn't happen, they would have the home court advantage throughout the playoffs, meaning that the bubble was actually a bigger disadvantage for them than for the other teams. And number 3, this championship was harder than any other because of the isolation from family and friends. As the Lakers and the Heat spent more than 3 months.
Scottie Pippen is the Bret Hart of the NBA.
Testing, quarantine, and a near strike in the middle of the playoffs due to the fight for social justice. This championship should indeed have an asterisk.
Shit, so damn. Why you say that? I was trying to make a correlation right there. I couldn't make one, bro. I need what was the correlation right there?
Being much harder to win than any other. Nobody could have predicted the pandemic.
Why you say you the Bret Hart?
And the Lakers proved that they were the best team, like they were all season long. Coach Vogel deserves the credit for getting LeBron to buy into playing defense, something he did very sporadically in the previous couple of seasons, highlighted by the Kuzma push from 2019. The Lakers went against the grain and played with the tallest lineup, when the rest of the league played small ball. And it paid off, since they killed teams with offensive rebounds, closing the paint and pushing the ball in transition. Anthony Davis played
calls every wrestler a bitch and everyone's a piece of shit if you see or you talk to Bret Hart.
The best playoff series for any big man in NBA history.
Okay, so it did match up, because I was gonna say that at first.
And 3.5 assists.
That nigga Bret Hart, that nigga be hitting, bro.
38% for 3. While
that nigga be hitting.
Being the best and most versatile defender in the league, able to guard all 5 positions on the court. The Lakers' role players had many faults, and they weren't a great shooting team. But they played.
Goldberg, to me, was one of the most unprofessional wrestlers there ever was in the business.
Nigga ended his fucking career.
Bill Goldberg.
I ain't gonna lie, nigga ended his fucking career. He deserved to see this right here, though.
To be in the Hall of Fame, he hurt everybody he worked with. You might as well wrestle a real gorilla. He was the most dangerous guy to work with. He hurt everybody he worked with. I remember Kurt Hennig being in pain all the time from the matches they had. And even when I worked with Bill, I always think the last words I said to Bill before we went out and had that match where he injured and ended my career, I said, Bill, whatever you do out there, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
Do whatever you want. We can do anything. We just don't go nuts.
Any fucking that nigga career. I ain't gonna lie, do fucking Goldberg deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I ain't gonna lie. I don't think so, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I can't name you no good at Goldberg matches. Even though he fucking won the championship hella times. All them bitches was like 3 minutes. He was my nigga though. I fuck with that nigga on the game. Shit, bro, I'm with Bret Hart, bro. I can't stand that nigga either, bro. He fucking ruined wrestling. I mean, that suck-ass Cody Rhodes nigga, man.
Laid their butts off, with Rondo proving his insane.
Shit, bro, I'm with Bret Hart with that hatred right there. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck that nigga, man.
High basketball IQ, Dwight Howard resurrecting his career with great effort and rebounding, while Caruso, KCP, and Danny Green played phenomenal perimeter defense. And at the age of 35, LeBron proved that despite losing a quarter of a step, he was still the best player in the NBA, capable of controlling the pace of the game, getting the best out of his teammates, and taking over scoring when it mattered the most. Despite the global pandemic that affected the lives of every person on the planet, and the social injustices that occurred during that time,
Bret Hart really be hating on everybody. He really do.
Adam Silver once again proved that he was one of the best commissioners in sports history, capable of adapting.
Shit, but then even Scottie Pippen, then he hate on fucking on Jordan
and its players. The 2020 season was the longest, one of the most eventful, and most challenging seasons of all time. But despite all the hardships and tough losses, the NBA persevered. We saw great basketball, shocking upsets, numerous playoff game winners, 50-point games, and championship mentality from the biggest superstars. And that's why the 2020 season will remain one of the most memorable seasons in NBA history. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.
That was a good ass video. Shit was so good, nigga. I'ma unlike that vid and like it again. How good the vid was, nigga. Bye. Look, on the little basketball pop up when I like it. Bye. Good ass video. Nothing easy about that season. Facts.